Hello, my name is Bryndís Jóna. I am a member of the CCE and I'm very privileged to be here today and introduce to you the whole school approach that we have been developing and implementing into schools here in Iceland. So my passion is well-being in schools. I teach at the University of Iceland and I'm as well mindfulness teacher. I'm a counselor and some other stuff that I'm doing from day to day, writing some teaching materials and books. So, really glad to be here with you. So, there you can see my grandson holding the dandelion. And the dandelion is a metaphor that we use for our model here in Iceland. So I will show you a picture of that in a minute. But just to give you some starting points. So things in Iceland are like all around the world. We are dealing with COVID-19 now. But even before that, we were worried about the increasing mental health problems with young people, stress in schools, and that included both students and teachers. So we really have a need for ways to increase well-being and resilience within the schools and also in other settings. Luckily, our Prime Minister wants to have well-being in all policies. So in 2016, they published the Icelandic Public Health Policy, and in that they recommended implementing mindfulness into schools, among other things, such as yoga. So, in 2017, me and my colleague, Anna-Dóra Frostadóttir, we were asked to develop a whole school approach to implement mindfulness with the aim to enhance well-being and flourishing. And we did that in collaboration with the Directorate of Health and the University of Iceland. And of course, we started to look around us and see what has already been done around the world. And what we noticed was that this was not going to be a short-time journey. We really needed to have a long-term vision to implement mindfulness into the schools, and with the aim of impacting the school culture in a positive way. And our dream is to see like the schools just breathing mindfulness. And here, as I promised you, you can see the picture of the dandelion. And if you look at the bottom, at the roots, you can see that we start with an 8-week course for the staff. And that is a very important thing to do. I think that emphasizing how to support the staff is the best and the only way to start this. So the whole implementation takes 2 years. But the first year we emphasize on the staff at the school, not only the teachers, but also all the other ones within the staff members. And we as a professionals come into the school and we support them in different ways. And one of the main things that we've seen is that it's very important to have a team, a mindfulness team within the school staff. Not only one pioneer that will burn out in few years carrying on the implementation. So we need to have like 5 or 6 people who have the same vision of bringing mindfulness into the schools, because we are sure and our we can see that not everyone are on board at the beginning, but soon there will be more and more willing to join the team and joining this implementation. So the first year is just around this, establishing mindfulness within the staff members. And after we have finished the first year, or in the end of the first year, then we start training the teachers to teach the children. And in the beginning of the second year, we offer the parents introduction to what we are doing, and the teachers start to teach the kids. And you can see in the core of the dandelion that we have 3 curriculums spreading around the sheets into all subjects of the schools. So we have, in elementary schools in Iceland, we have from 6 to 16. So we have one for the youngest and the middle one and the teenagers. And so hopefully in the end of the 2 years, and that is what we have seen, the school will have sustainability to develop mindfulness further within the school culture, and the human resource within the school are capable of continuing this road. So there will not be needing to have some outsider coming within. And I think that has shown to be a very, very helpful and good way to go into the schools. And here you can see the 3 curriculums that we have chosen for our model. I think this holistic approach and this model that we have built doesn't have to have these 3. You can adapt other ones if you'd like to, but we are very happy with these 3. So the present is the foundation, and that is the curriculum we teach for the youngest one, 6 to 9. And then we start, youth mindfulness comes in and is from 10 to 11. And then for the teenagers, it's the mindfulness, train mind and heart. And as I said, we really would like to have the mindfulness just flowing around in the school culture. So the curriculum come in and boost like the mindfulness up, or so we could say. But we also have a research going alongside of this implementation. But although this is a holistic approach, meaning that we include everyone, both staff and students from 6 to 16, the research is aiming for the ones that are born in 2005 and 2006, and also the teachers. And as you can see there, we are working in 5 schools within 5 communities. There are 3 experimental schools and 2 comparison. And what we are researching are the components you can see there on the screen. And you can also see a teacher there teaching the youngest one the present. And it's really nice to see them there, how enthusiastic they are and interested in this ball that they're having there. So this has been, an amazing journey to watch the teachers taking these steps with the children. And there you can also see a picture of teachers doing the training for the teenagers. And you can see the research design, how we build that up. Our research is based on the Myriad project that Oxford Mindfulness Center is conducting. And in the future, we hope to be able to compare something between the nations, but we will see what future gives us with that. But if you take a look at the baseline, it's a very similar approach both for the teachers and the students. So we have 4 measuring points, and we begin and end at the same time. The only difference is when the measurement that is after the 8-week course of mindfulness. And now it's like opening the Christmas present. We are taking a look at the data. And we see very positive impact on teachers' well-being, both in life and at work. We have not as clear seen a vision to the impact of the students' well-being, not now, but we are taking a closer look, and we really look forward to digging deeper. So we have so much more in the quantitative data to look for. And we are also preparing some qualitative research methods where we are going to have some focus groups with the students and the teachers, as well as having interviews with the ones, some of the teachers that are in the mindfulness team within the schools. And also on this picture, you can see a picture taken from the mountain. I like to go hiking. It's in my hometown. And there is this glacier, Snæfellsjökull, and it's said to be very powerful and nurturing. So if you want to come to Iceland, you can go there. That's definitely worth it. And as I said, this has been a journey, and that is one of the biggest learning that we take from this. It takes time to implement mindfulness in the schools. Just as Rome was not built in one day, this is not done, not even 1 month or 1 year. We have to have the focus on a few years ahead and see how we take this step by step. And we also have the learnings from how important it is to have supportive and active administrators. And preferable, we would like to have them within this mindfulness team. So all the decisions are just taken with a team. It doesn't need to have a long way up to the administrators. And also that we can see then they are just on board, fully on board. And that is a very important thing to do. As well have we seen, it is important for the team to have a professional supporter so that they can just reflect and get some advices on how they are doing, and meeting with between the professionals and the team is very important. And also one thing that has been very delightful to see is how creative the schools have been to make mindfulness visible within the schools. So what you see on the screen now, the steps, this is just an example of how they're doing it. So actually on the corridors there are steps like that. So it's just like you are here now, and step by step. And some art on the and some quotes and stuff that both the staff and the students make. That is a very supportive thing, to have it visible, just to remind us to have mindfulness within every day in the school. So it's also very important to create opportunities for the teachers to support each other and share their experience, both what's going well and all the things that are not going well, because this is a learning process, and teachers often have to be very brave to step out what they are used to do and try some new ways. And it's wonderful to see them flourish once they have the courage to do so. And also what we would like to see more in the future, as I mentioned earlier, we introduce mindfulness to the parents, but it would be very nice to offer them an 8-week course, because we know that would support the students and just to have the language. I mean, when kids come home and talk about prefrontal cortex and stuff like that, the parents go like, what are you talking about? So it's very helpful if they know what they are talking about and can have opportunity to implement that into their life as well. And another thing is that we have seen is that mindfulness will flourish in a different way within different schools, and that's fine. We don't want to make them all in the same box. And just to be sure that the core elements of the mindfulness is there. So give everyone chance to adapt mindfulness to their life and culture, both the schools themselves and the individuals within them. And maybe this is all it is about. And for me, these quotes are very good and say in a nutshell why we want to keep bringing mindfulness into schools here in Iceland and finding the best way to implement it. Because in our mind, it's not if the students and staff will benefit from having mindfulness within the school. It is just to find the way for the best practice of it. So how can we support this community within the school to implement mindfulness, to enhance flourishing and well-being and resilience and all the good things that can come along with that. we have so many wonderful, heartwarming sunshine stories, so we just keep on going and really, really look forward to the future within mindfulness in schools here in Iceland. So we really hope that the seeds of mindfulness will spread out to the Icelandic nation, and not only to the nation, but to the world. We can really see the use of mindfulness and compassion in the world that we are living in today. So, step by step, here and now. So, thank you for your attention.